with specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L, stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Throughout the state of Ohio, it's being dubbed as the rematch between Akron St. Vincent St. Mary and Roger Bacon for the 2002 state title game won by the Spartans 71-63. The only time that a team from Ohio beat Akron St. Vincent St. Mary and Coach Drew Joyce from a 4-year period of 99 to 2003. Today, we just call it game number 4 of today's offerings of the Premier Health Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Mike Hearn here with you at the Trent Arena as we get ready for the tip-off between Roger Bacon and St. Vincent St. Mary. The Irish, the visitors in the green and gold, will go with Javon Graves wearing number 3. John Williams, number 5. Henry Badley headed to Butler, wears number 20. Dartmouth-bound football player Nico Lalos wears 22, and Kevin Fulkerson, number 25. For the Roger Bacon Spartans and Coach Brian Neal, who was an assistant on the 2002 squad, he will go with second-team All-League junior William Green wearing 0. First-team All-Conference selection Craig McGee wears 15. Second-team selection James Johnson wears number 20. 22 belongs to Justin Johnson, a 6'5 junior, and Elijah Fulton will represent number 32 as he will jump it up against Henry Badley. Badley will lose the tip, and it will be Roger Bacon who will go on the offensive first. 80 miles from home, or from the home of the state championships in Columbus at the Schottenstein Center. And 13, now 14 years removed from that state title game where it started off the night before. LeBron James said, quote, "I will guarantee you that we win this ball game." It went the way of the Spartans for their state title as they held the ball in the final quarter and came away with the win. Tonight, two pretty evenly matched teams in terms of wins and losses, 9-4 for Roger Bacon and 10-2 for the Irish. Now into the paint and knifing his way to the basket is Elijah Fulton. He gets it to, actually it's Justin Johnson. 9.3 points a game for the 6'3 junior. It's kind of hard to make out the white jerseys there. It's a subtle gray color with a little bit of a red trim around it. So from up here where we sit at, it makes it kind of difficult. St. Vincent much easier to read in the green jerseys. And tell you that John Williams, his brother Josh, is playing up at Akron with the first 2 points for St. Vincent St. Mary. Now the ball lobbed in, trying to avoid the first turnover of the game. You don't want to be that team that gives it away and gives up the tempo. Badley out providing the defense with Javon Graves. Graves hung in there, except for let the shooter go past him. We'll go to the free throw line for the first points. Presumably, as you get a look at Coach Drew Joyce, always dressed very well. As it will be Craig McGee, a 6-foot junior at the line. Can't connect on the first. It stays tied at 2. First team All-Conference last year as a sophomore, averaging 8.5 points a game and 3.9 rebounds as a junior. Doesn't get either free throw to go. That's not where he is best at. And Nico Lalos and Kevin Fulkerson combined for the foul. They will give it to Fulkerson. It'll be the second quickly on the Irish, as there you see Brian Neal again, who was an assistant on that squad in 2002. He's the reigning two-time Greater Catholic League Coach of the Year in the Central Division. Roger Bacon keeps the ball. They'll go to the baseline. Up and under goes the move again for Justin Johnson. He's going to have to earn his points from the free throw line. As you see there, it's actually a gold trim around for Bacon. In the light from where it is, it's kind of different. First free throw up and down, 3-2. Now Bacon with a chance to add another point behind the 53% free throw shooter. And how about that? The kid who you would expect to make it at over 70% misses two. The one you might expect to miss knocks both down at 53%. It's 4-2 in favor of the Spartans. Ball dribbled off the back of the heel by Javon Graves. Had 16 against Trotwood Madison, or Thurgood Marshall rather, in the win the other night. Long throw here into the corner. Javon with a little stutter step back from the corner, offline. 4 straight wins for the Irish, the #1 team in the Associated Press poll in Division II. And a ball saved right back off the turnover. Now the Irish come back, again trailing by 2. Henry Badley with the basketball, averages 17.7 points per game. Get him going if you are the Irish, and you'll probably have a pretty good night. He's going to try the step back off the screen. It won't go. Irish just the one make so far, and off and running before the block goes the big guy for Roger Bacon in Elijah Fulton. The 6'4" senior can't connect, and neither can the Spartans on that possession. Drop pass underneath. Nice look for Henry Badley. Gets Javon Graves to the basket. Javon, 34 points against Canton Central Catholic earlier this season. Ball just thrown as hard as you can possibly throw it by Justin Johnson. As you get a look at that young man. And now it'll be James Johnson, a second-team all-conference selection last season, who will inbound it. Almost halfway through this first quarter. Just 4 points for both squads. Johnson now on the wing. Takes it back out top. Straight away 3. Off and to the right for Elijah Fulton. Chases his own rebound. Takes the long stride down through, but has it thrown away, and St. Vincent will throw it away as well. So both teams struggling, moving the ball. Brandon Bibbs, got to watch out for him. The 5'9" sophomore checks in for the first time. Shoots 43% from behind the line for Roger Bacon. It'll be the ball back down inside. Here is the jumper from the left side, and it's good for Alec Freem, a 6'3" freshman, all the way up to 8.5 points a game. And he gives Roger Bacon a 6-3 lead. Feed into the post. Ooh, blocked from behind by Justin Johnson. Here comes the speedy Bacon offense. Up top, deep 3 from the left wing. It did not draw anything from Elijah Fulton. Actually, Justin Johnson, again, the 2 and the 3 on these jerseys, kind of a little hard to read at times. 6-4 is the lead with 3:25 coming up on the first quarter scoreboard. Henry Badley now with the basketball. He and John Williams playing a 2-man game. Back down to Badley, dribbled it off of his foot. And another Irish turnover. That'll give him 3 here in the first part of the first quarter. Irish with a couple of big games throughout the course of the season. They got John Glenn next, 26-1 last year. Just that one loss on the season, but it was in the tournament. Another turnover for Bacon. That's 3 for them. Behind the back for Badley, and quickly turnovers are spreading with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Underneath, and that one is Elijah Fulton with the basket. Elijah gives his squad an 8-4 lead. Now the Irish will send up a pair of substitutions as they try to get something going behind Nico Lalos. Nico headed to Dartmouth to play football. Fantastic tight end and defensive end. Had over 50 tackles and a couple hundred yards receiving for the Irish football team. Brandon Bibbs played the defense perfectly and picked the pocket of John Williams. 5 quick turnovers for St. Vincent St. Mary. And the foul on John Williams, that's number 2 for him. Javon Graves has got one, and Kevin Fulkerson as well. Now the Spartans inbound here as they bring in Alex Freem. He's got the one basket. He's rushed quickly from behind by Justin Sampson. 8-4 is the lead, looking to extend that, but the offensive foul away from the ball that allowed James Johnson to get free on the screen. We'll keep that from happening, and as it's on Brandon Bibbs, that is his first, team's first, 4-1 here in the latter part of the first quarter. Now dribble down to the baseline. St. Vincent can't get the shot to go. Good looking shot from Javon Graves. Kick out for 3, up and down for Henry Badley. Second team All-Ohio last season. 20 in the win against Garfield Heights earlier this year. Cuts the lead to 8-7. But just as quickly, Justin Johnson has 6 of his team's 10. And the lead back to 3. Badley loves to shoot from that elbow. Now he'll come up straight on the step back. And it'll just roll over that guy trying to eat his popcorn out in the hallway. A lot of big coaches in the area today. As you see, one of the biggest coaches in terms of wins in the state of Ohio, and Drew Joyce. Get to talk to Nico Lalos, his 6'2 senior, but Bobby Huggins is today's rock star coach. He's sitting in the crowd and drew a huge line in between games. The West Virginia mentor who recruited Essa Ahmad here from Flyin to the Hoop last year. Actually had him signed before that, but looking to add another piece to the Mountaineers offense. 10-7 as there is a foul on St. Vincent. It'll be on Cameron Ivory, the 6'5" junior. Fulton at the line, up on the toes. Didn't have the best form on that one, but overall shoots just shy of 79% on the season. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. 11-7, he pushes the lead with his 3rd point. St. Vincent comes back now from right to left with the basketball. As they see if they go into the post to Dominic Davis. He's got good size. Nope, everybody will clear out, and a miss from Scott Walker. The 5'9" sophomore had everybody on the other half of the floor, but could not find the finish. Tell you who can. James Johnson. Johnson shoots about 35% from 3, averages 10 points a game. He's got his team up to a 14-7 lead, 2nd straight game, which we've seen 14-7. And just as quickly, Javon Graves from the left elbow. Back down to 14-9 now. The defense right up on by Scott Walker. And you're going to ask for an explanation if you are Javon Graves. There you see Coach Huggins, one of about 30 different coaches in the building right now. We've got coaches from Oregon, University of Northwestern Ohio, Findlay, Tennessee State. And there was a guy named Tom Izzo here the other night as well. So he's got 3 or 4 players that he's either looking at or have committed. 14-9 now in the final seconds of the first quarter. They shot offline for Roger Bacon. Now back to St. Vincent St. Mary. On the run, kind of an awkward start for Cameron Ivory. Got the extra running start, and you see there he is fouled. Team fouls right now. 6-2 in favor of Roger Bacon. That'll be the first foul on Craig McGee. And a free throw for Ivory. 7 for 7 this year. And his team on top or can get on top, get a little bit closer at 14-11. And he does just that. 4 scorers in the game for St. Vincent. They're down just 3 as we hit the final 10 seconds of the quarter. A little stutter step from William Green. Once defeated inside, it just, again, nutmegged through 3 different players. And a heave from half court. Won't count if it goes. Hit the shot clock, and it does not. 1 quarter in the books as you get a look at one of the big plays here in the first quarter. This one for Roger Bacon as they get down into the corner, and it's just a splash from James Johnson. 14-11 after the first here in the Trent Arena on SUVtv. Start of the second quarter as you see the Spartans break the huddle and walk back out. Scott Nurse is one of the referees. He's the one down on the end. He's actually a Spencerville, Ohio resident. His son Mason, a fantastic player for my alma mater. So it's a small world after all. A little Northwest Ohio flavor for you. 14-11 to start the second quarter as it's a different group here for St. Vincent than they went with on the starters. Dominic Davis with the turnover, off and running for the layup in the miss. Spartans able to keep a hold of it though. Green missed it. And Fulton put it back in. His 5th point, and it's 16-11. Irish have gotten a lot of points this year. They got 55 in the win the other night against Thurgood Marshall. Kind of an annual thing where they play somebody when they come here to fly into the hoop in the Dayton area. It was Dunbar last year, I believe. But this year, they played Thurgood Marshall and came away with that 3-point win. Johnson tries the jumper, misses. Often the rebound comes to Scott Walker. Walker weaving through traffic, drops it off at the free throw line. 3 quick passes, and a miss from the corner in Cameron Ivory. Ball saved, but it goes right back to Roger Bacon. And an out of sorts timeout, a 30-second timeout. You see in the background, Coach Brian Neal was an assistant on that 0-2 team. As you know, the state of Ohio, we talk about this being the rematch, but I don't know. I'd say LeBron James has rebounded pretty well from losing that game. 32 points in that contest, but he was not able to pull it out. There's a couple of different books and documentaries about that game. On the one side, with Roger Bacon, you've got a documentary called The Chosen Ones about the team that beat LeBron. On the other side, of course, the great LeBron James documentary about Bigger Than the Game, where it features the loss in the state title game, and it's a big part of perseverance. And like I said, he turned out to be all right. Probably go down as one of the 3 best players in the NBA when it's all said and done. His squad behind right now by 5. Shout out to LeBron if he's watching. Now down to 3. Off the back of the rim, Skyen to get the rebound. For the Irish is Justin Sampson. A 6'4" junior, can jump out of the gym, whether it's the Trent Arena or the LeBron James Arena. That the Irish call home throughout the course of their regular season and their road annually to the state tournament down in Columbus. Walker, a little up and under, won't go, and kind of just snagged out of the air by James Johnson. He'll lead the break back the other way. Spin move caught underneath the baseline. And almost a turnover, but to the rim. Indecision from Justin Johnson. Got in the air, thought if he wanted to slam it or throw the layup, He went with the latter, and it's 8 points for him. 18-11 is the lead on the scoreboard for Roger Bacon. Now Walker dribbles down into the corner, brings it back out on top, and it'll be Malik Woolbridge who will get one to Cameron Ivory. Ivory has not done anything from the field yet. He's got just 2 points from the free throw line. Walker could have gotten called for a foul, and he does not. He probably also could have easily seen Elijah Fulton get called for a travel. Neither one of those things happened. Walker picks up foul number 2. Fulton at the line. He's 1 out of 2. And it's a Roger Bacon team that will take on Western Hills on Tuesday in their next contest. Trying to get the free throw shooting figured out. They are 3 of 6 so far, averaging 64.9 points per game. Giving up just 55 on the defensive end. 3 straight wins. Finished off Winton Woods on Friday night, 75-54. Second free throw, split the pair for Fulton. Now into the game for the Spartans. Alec Freem comes back in. He got 2 points in the first quarter. And at St. Vincent St. Mary, I thought that I wrote this down wrong, has not scored in the first 3 minutes of this quarter. Running the point now, Dominic Davis, a 6'1 senior. He'll give up the ball, and on the run, it'll be Javon Graves who is bumped. That is the 4th foul on Roger Bacon and the 2nd on Craig McGee, the 6-foot junior. Coach Joyce is going to take a timeout. His team trailing by 11, 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. You're watching the Premier Health Flyin to the Hoop on SUVtv.
There's a break in the action, so let's take a look at that last play. Dan?
Amazing spin move, Bob.
And here's the follow-through.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down to the field and Stacy?
Guys, the story here is the Wilsons got instant in-store discounts from DP&L on energy-efficient CFLs, like this one. What a heads-up move. Be a savings champion. Visit savewithdpl.com.
Off the inbound, St. Vincent comes out of the timeout with the basketball. Now all the way to the lane, scoop shot with the left hand still. Cannot find the lid to rip off the basket for the Irish was Dominic Davis. Long outlet pass down to the block. Ball just swatted by Javon Graves. He played Brandon Bibbs perfectly. He just waited for him to go up, didn't buy the head fake, and blocked that one. Davis with the ball on the right wing. You see wearing the 1 pad on the right elbow. And as he threw a sort of lackadaisical pass, it was knocked out of bounds by James Johnson right into the Roger Bacon bench. Irish yet to score here in this quarter. Forget about that stat. Throw that out the window. Dominic Davis gets the first 2 points. 5th different member of the Irish to score. Back the other way, out of control goes the man going down the lane for Roger Bacon. Now you see, here is the first score, and watch the guy bringing it in. He's going to go backdoor. Nobody's even there. Nobody saw him. He sort of delayed after he threw in the ball and then worked his way to his first point. First point for Craig McGee, who is 1 out of 3. Coach Joyce, I will say emphatically enforcing his point as the young man behind him was taking his picture. Did not work out on either side of that. And he's still jawing at the officials. Second free throw for McGee, good. 2 out of 4 from the line. It's 21-13. Lead back down to 8 for the home squad in the building here tonight in the Trent Arena for Roger Bacon. Now here comes Henry Badley, again headed to Butler, and they'll love what he brings if he can continue to do that. He's got 5, second team All-Ohio last year for Coach Drew Joyce. And they will say it's going to be a turnover because William Green got caught in the middle of the trap and stepped on the end line, and Coach Joyce was right in front and was pointing the whole time, and there's the official that he was jawing with. So I guess they're 1 for 2. Maybe they can call it a draw. Ball into the post. 3 different defenders came over the top trying to get the ball for Roger Bacon, and then everybody forgot how quick that Javon Graves is with the basketball. He walks to the lane and just takes 2 points, 21-17. Spartans around the top of the horn. Looking inside, the pass across from McGee. Quick touch passes as they get it back to him on the cut. Dribble the basketball off the foot, able to get it back, was kind of in an ankle lock, still got it back before it was swatted away by Dominic Davis. Davis out ahead to Badley, takes the shot, knocks down the shot. And the 6'5" senior has quickly got 2 in this quarter and 7 overall. But most importantly, for the Irish who didn't score until more than halfway through this quarter, they've got 6 quick points. And they're down just 2. Make it 4. All the way through the lane. Alec Freem, we talked about on the other end, about forgetting about the cutter in Javon Graves. That works the other way around too as Freem tosses in point number 4 and moves the lead to exactly that margin. 2:20 to go in the first half. Thought about taking the 3. Now on the step back crossover dribble. A beautiful looking rainbow from John Williams. His brother John had a good game here in his outing, now at the University of Akron. And it'll be a missed 3 on the opposite side. St. Vincent a chance to take the lead. Crossover to the basket. Count it and 1 for Javon Graves. Graves has got 8. He is now the game's leading scorer, as it'll go on William Green. Bibbs and Johnson back in for Roger Bacon. As you see the replay there, just a beautiful shot. A little step back in the corner. Not much you can do to try and curtail that from happening. Graves doesn't miss many free throws, 77%, and he gives his team a 2-point lead for the first time at 25-23. That's what the Irish can do to you. They sort of wear on you, and then all of a sudden you find yourself down 5 or 10 points, and you try and force things offensively. Bacon still running the offense, but not a good-looking shot from William Green, just a little short as they get it to Henry Badley to the Irish, and he will draw himself a pair of opportunities at the free throw line. And it will go to Brandon Bibbs. That'll be number 2 for the 5'9" sophomore. Henry Badley, 62% free throw shooter, sinks the first. DeMonte King, the 6' junior, comes in. As you get a look at John Williams. Williams with 5 points in the game. Scott Walker back in. He's got a pair of personal fouls, so he's got to be careful exactly what he does from here on out for the final 126. Badley up and in on the second free throw. And a timeout. Bacon takes a timeout. They now find themselves down by 4 with a minute 26 to go in the first half. And not what they were expecting, but a good battle. A couple of different players for St. Vincent with 9 points, Javon Graves and Henry Badley. John Williams, Cameron Ivory, and Dominic Davis, though, just combining for 3 shots from the field and a pair of free throws. And that's a 4-point lead. On the other side, you've got Alec Freem with 4 points, Craig McGee with 2, James Johnson with 3, Justin Johnson having himself a heck of a first half as he's got 8, and Elijah Fulton with 6 as well for the total of 23. Both teams come out of the timeout. And it'll be Roger Bacon basketball going left to right, at least for the final 126 before the teams switch sides. Going into press mode, trying to make the Spartans make a mistake. Now it's St. Vincent St. Mary, and they use their length. And the Irish come away with the basketball and a foul. A steal by Javon Graves. It'll put the foul on Alec Freem, but most importantly now, you are in the bonus if you are the Irish on the next foul. Scott Walker, the 5'9" point guard, a sophomore, averaging 4.9 points per game. Leading the offense, dribbling down to his right. Now he'll take it to the elbow, tried to drop one for Graves, but knocked away by William Green. 1:03 remaining. He's gonna look from behind on the inbound. Walker throws it right to Graves, and he missed the turnaround, just had it fall off the backside. A rebound and a lot of harm for DeMonte King. Diamante now at the line. Leading by 4 with 55 seconds to go. Hits the free throw. Doesn't even matter that he only shoots 43%. I think that's what Brian Neal is trying to remind his troops there. Hey, this kid's not that great of a free throw shooter, according to the numbers. He says, I'll show you, Coach Neal, as he knocks down both. Irish have not missed a free throw in this game. They are 7 of 7, which is refreshing considering how teams have shot this weekend. 29-23. Roger Bacon found themselves up 14-11 after 1. They got it as high as 6 in terms of the lead, but now find themselves down by that margin. Down into the corner, trying to get it all on one possession is William Green. Misfires off the back iron. Nico Lalos with the rebound. As we hit the final 20 seconds. Coach Joyce trying to bring out an extra man in Diamante King and tell him, hey, wait, don't go right away. Don't give them an extra opportunity because they are lightning quick and can get up the floor. Graves now works it to Badley. Skip pass across. King for 3. And the King reigns in the end of the first half as he knocks down 5 points to end the quarter. And it is a 32-23 Akron St. Vincent St. Mary lead here in the rematch of the 2002 state championship game. Just look, nobody on that side of the floor. Beautiful high arcing shot. Bang. That's how you get a 9-point lead at the half. Irish 32, Spartans 23 at the half here at Flyin to the Hoop. Brought to you by Premier Health on SUVtv.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
First half in the books here, midway through today's Premier Health Flyin' to the Hoop. At least the 7 games on tap here in the penultimate game or day of these games. Quick look at the halftime stats. 8 of 21 went Roger Bacon in the first half. 1 for 8 from behind the three-point line. 6 of 10 from the line. They turned it over 9 times. The Irish, 11 of 25, 3 of 5, and a perfect 7 for 7. And just 6 turnovers comparatively. It's one way to get a bucket to open the half. Justin Johnson with his 10th point and the first score of the third quarter. Irish now in the green and gold, going from left to right. They'll work it through John Williams. Here's a 3 ball from the hands of Dartmouth-bound Nico Lalos. That is off the mark. So it is Graves, Williams, Badley, Lalos, and Fulkerson. The 5 on the floor for Coach Drew Joyce. And the foul on Javon Graves will be number 2. First team foul comes with 7:08. Hopefully that is not a trend for the second half. It is William Green, Craig McGee, James Johnson, Justin Johnson, and Elijah Fulton. The 5 on the floor for Coach Brian Neal. The 2014 and 15 GCLG Greater Catholic League Central Coach of the Year. Another quick foul. That one went on Henry Badley. It's his first. And it's 32-25 Irish. Trying to keep it that way as it goes into the corner and back to the right to the second team All-League junior. And now he's a senior. He was a junior when he became an All-League selection to William Green. Ball knocked off of, they will say, that was last touched by Craig McGee. There you see one of the officials that made that call. He got a couple boos here from inside the Trent Arena. Dribbling out the clock is Badley. Stripped right out of the hands, and a retaliatory foul by Kevin Fulkerson. Otherwise, Justin Johnson would have been producing probably a highlight for this entire game. Would have been one of the statement plays of this game. Great crowd here on hand this Sunday afternoon. They're not at home watching the Panthers give up 21 straight points in the NFC playoffs after leading 31-0. Elijah Fulton fills up the stat sheet in every quarter now. And Henry Badley even with the spin move. He got tripped on his way to the basket. And it'll be on Justin Johnson. That'll be number 2 for Justin. And send Henry Badley to the line. A 6'5" senior. 2 for 2. 62%. Good on the third. Irish averaging 69.5 per game offensively. They give up 59. They are 10-2. Looking for 2 wins this weekend in the Dayton area. Rebound by Fulkerson. Got it to Nico Lilos. And Nico with the 2 points. Now a 35-27 lead. Beautiful behind the back dribble there by Justin Johnson. Now on the hop, it is William Green. Threw it up half awkwardly. Johnson with the little scoop shot. And Justin, 4 points in the quarter, 12 overall. Lead back down to 6 at 35-29. Through the lane goes Fulkerson. He's sent to the ground. A scrappy player is Fulkerson. And he draws the foul on Elijah Fulton. Here's the inbound pass trying to go quickly off the screen to John Williams. They did that earlier on to the Irish with a quick jumper. This time it'll be the hands of Javon Graves. Javon now with 11 points. He and Henry Badley both in double digits with 10 and 11 on the board. 37-29. Ball dribbled off the foot Lalos, a 6'2" senior who's, again, a tremendous football prospect. He's got, he had a lot of offers, but chose to go to Dartmouth, which proves that he is a very smart kid as well. Now, screened all the way back around. Everybody has touched the basketball for the Spartans. Spin move and a ball knocked away by Badley out of the hands of Craig McGee. As the Spartans will inbound, trying to go back to Green, trying to get him going. He will take the floater, and he will make the floater for his first 2 points. William brings the lead back down to 6 with 4:45 to go in the third quarter. Pair of subs upcoming for Roger Bacon's coach Brian Neal. 3-ball from long distance for John Williams does not find the mark. And almost had to play a 4-on-5 as McGee hit the deck. Now he will have the basketball in his hands. Throws one over into the wing. See if they go back to him or if they just try and get it to William Green. It will be Justin Johnson. A little stutter step back to Green. Right elbow jumper comes up way short. Almost ends up as a pass underneath the defense. But the senior in William Green does not immediately go straight up with it. And Javon Graves forces the jump ball. So the turnover, which has put both teams way into double digits. With about 12 minutes to go, the half of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter. And we've got more great matchups behind this one. But I have a feeling this one could end up with a pretty good ending. Kevin Fulkerson with the crossover and to the basket for his first 2. And a foul on the floor. Goes against John Williams. You see Coach Joyce standing with the hands folded on the arms and did not like what he saw. And a 5-second violation, that'll get him the ball back. He liked that one a little bit more as he's got the towel. He's got a good idea. Not seen a lot of coaches do that where they lean down and put the towel under for a cushion. Brilliant idea and an even better pass to Javon Graves on a line from Nico Lalos. And it's all of a sudden back to a 10-point lead. One idea is not the same as the other for Justin Johnson. He wanted to throw back door, but a turnover and a timeout. 10-point lead for St. Vincent midway through the second quarter as you're watching the 2016 Flyin to the Hoop tournament on SUVtv.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
Back here inside the Trent Arena, those young ladies enjoying the music during the break, and it's always interesting what you're going to hear throughout the course of the day. I've heard the same 12 songs on a loop, so I pretty much know what's going to come next, but different groups filing in and out here. Get some different music throughout the course of the day. Badley now on the step back 3 from the wing, too strong, and knocked right back to the Spartans. Here they come on the offensive end. Justin Johnson's reverse layup, no. He put back off his face. Actually, James Johnson with the reverse layup opportunity, and Justin is the one that had to go off of his face. And they will call Scott Walker for his third foul in the midst of the whole thing. Elijah Fulton is playing with one foul to go along with his 8 points. Resumes playing on the floor 3 minutes to go. Ball knocked out of bounds and back to the Irish. As it'll be off of James Johnson. The Spartans in the white. It's gray and black numerals, but it's a yellow trim, which for some reason has like an orangish red tint up here across from the timekeeper's table where we sit at. Walker missed the three. Graves comes down with a rebound. He goes to the basket, no call. And the Irish fans in the building and anybody rooting for the green team did not like that no call at all. So I blame Scott Nurse for the whole thing, as he's the official here closest to us. Through the lane and all kinds of contact. We'll go the other way as Justin Johnson gets called for his third foul and the charge. Fouls continuing to mount up through these games as it's 5 against St. Vincent and 3 against Roger Bacon. Scott Walker, the point guard, out there playing with 3 fouls himself. Hands it off, comes around the backside to Nico Lalo, spins through the lane and gets the fancy floater. Nico with his 4th point. And the lead, largest it's been at 12. Walker on the defense, he got left in the dust, is the nicest way to say that. Craig McGee got him back to the left and then just left him there. And the problem for Walker is in the midst of that, he picks up foul number 4. There you get a good look at the Roger Bacon jerseys. I swear to you that there's a red tint from up here. It's kind of odd. Free throw good for Craig McGee. He's had a mixed bag so far. All of his points coming from the line, but he's 3 of 5. Make it 4 of 6. Second team all conference last year. Actually, first team all conference last year. Had a couple of teammates join him on that list. This is not one of them. This is Javon Graves, and he knocks down the 3 at 34 in the win against Kansas Central Catholic. He's looking for that number today as he's got 16 and another offensive foul will go against Roger Bacon. Terrific job of getting in the way there if you're Kevin Fulkerson. Alec Freem on the player control foul. That is number 6 for St. Vincent and 4 for Roger Bacon now. Said it'd come in momentarily. Dominic Davis almost came away with a steal to the Irish. Now they go back to Badley in the quarter with 1:30. Underneath, I don't even know how he even got the shot to hit the backboard. And it'll be a jump ball. As Davis sends Fulkerson to have a conversation with the coaches. He'll walk to the end of the bench. They'll hand him a water. Now he'll just try and find a seat. He had to walk twice past Coach Joyce to find a seat on the bench. And it's 1:18 remaining now in the third, but all Irish in terms of everything right now. They've got 14 points in this quarter to just 10 for Bacon. Underneath, no look pass back around the top of the horn. Learned that one in the driveway, playing with your brothers, trying to get rid of the ball as quick as possible. But the slam for Justin Johnson comes back out. Craig McGee cleans up the mess. His first make from the field, and he's got 6. 46-35 now. Now top, thought about taking the 3. If you are Henry Badley, you don't even decide if you want to take that, you just do. 20 points against Garfield Heights. He's now got 13 here. Second team All-Ohio, headed to play at Butler University. Beautiful facility, Hinkle Fieldhouse, that he'll get to call home for a couple of years. down to 16 seconds and a 14-point Irish lead in the third. Next game on the docket coming up at 5 p.m. will be the AP's #3 team in Division I and Sonny Johnson's Garfield Heights Bulldogs. But not until Justin Johnson gets done with this third quarter. And it'll be Garfield Heights taking on Huntington Prep. That is the next one. We take a look at the replay, and there you see, passing it up if you're Dominic Davis. An assist in this offense just as good. And the 3 ball from Henry Badley. 3 quarters in the books. Irish up 11, headed to the 4th here on SUVtv. A look inside the Roger Bacon huddle as they break for the 4th quarter. They find themselves down 12 points at 49-37, despite the fact that Justin Johnson's got 14. That is 5 above his average. Playing pretty well right now, but just a couple of gaps defensively for Roger Bacon that have let the Irish continue to get points. They got a pair of 3s from Graves and Badley in that corner. Nico Lelos with a pair of buckets as well. Around the top, running the offense, there is Malik Wooldridge. Wooldridge gets rid of it, back to up top. Defense in the middle, and a walk for Dominic Davis. 49-37. 20 seconds gone here in the 4th quarter. Little handoff offense for Bacon. And you can see Fulton really thought twice about how far out he wanted to get caught shooting the basketball. He'll get it up, and James Johnson, he's got 6 in the game. Both of them have come on triples, the 1st and 4th quarter. And now the Irish lead down to just 9 at 49-40. Off the foot, having to try and recover there was Davis. Feeds it inside, Badley drops it off underneath. Wooldridge will get to the line. And it'll be the 2nd foul on William Green. .9 junior shoots 66% from the free throw line. No good on the first. That is just the 2nd free throw that the Irish have missed. Both of those coming in the 2nd half. Kind of interesting, the right foot straight in and the left foot almost entirely pointing towards his bench. But he misses both free throws. And it's a chance to get within a couple of possessions here for Roger Bacon. Spartans now with the ball. As Fulton dribbled it way out behind him. Johnson able to save the ball, and I believe Woolridge is going to get called for the foul. He will. That will be his first. .645 to go. On the close-up here on the free throw for Justin Johnson. It's no good, but the rebound and the putback for Elijah Fulton, it's worth twice as many points as a made free throw would have been. He gets 10. It's down to 7. 6.5 minutes to go. Remember how this started. The Irish could not buy a bucket until midway through the 1st quarter. But still found themselves behind just 14-11 after the first. Badley, he got as far away on that slide as he put the foot down as you can get. Nico Lalos misses the three. Now a three ball the other way. Too high, and the stick back again. If you put it down there, just let Elijah Fulton clean it up. He's got a dozen. Lead now down to 5 at 49-44. Irish curious to see if maybe they get a timeout here pretty soon before those two substitutions check back in. They've got most 4 of their 5 starters on the floor right now. And a foul against William Green will be his third, kind of a bailout foul, because it gives the Irish and Coach Drew Joyce a chance to bring in a pair of substitutions. One of those, very important piece of your offense in Javon Graves. And the other, one of your tallest players in Cameron Ivory at 6'5", giving you some height and giving you a chance to corral a couple of these rebounds and keep Williams and Johnson out of the paint. Miss underneath, and a couple of misses, forces the jump ball. It'll go back the other way to Bacon. So everything is going their way right now, as you see from the last couple of minutes. Other than the fact that William Green has 3 fouls, Justin Johnson has 3. Alex Freeman, Craig McGee each with a pair. Everybody's going to be in the bonus situation the rest of the way. Now shovel pass down underneath, and the reverse layup almost went. Tricky shot for McGee. All the way to the basket on the other end goes Javon Graves. First 2 points of the quarter for the Irish. And they push the lead back to 7 at 51-44. They steal the pass, but cannot get anything out of it. Now here comes the 2-on-4 attack, and the shot for Johnson won't go. He's frustrated. Almost halfway through this 4th quarter and down by 7. Irish back on offense. John Williams calling out the plays. You should probably call a different one next time, because that one did not work out. 2-on-1. Here's a stutter step from Green. Feeds one inside to the cutter and Justin Johnson. He gets it to Elijah Fulton. And Fulton, with his 6th point of the quarter, 14 overall. And it's now a 5-point game with 4:29 to go. Just get a look. Hit the cutter and just let him come down the lane and do his work. Or the layup that cuts the lead to just 5 at 51-46. Back here after this on SUVtv.
There's a break in the action, so let's take a look at that last play. Dan?
Amazing spin move, Bob.
And here's the follow-through.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down to the field and Stacy?
Guys, the story here is the Wilsons got instant in-store discounts from DP&L on energy-efficient CFLs, like this one. What a heads-up move. Be a savings champion. Visit savewithdpl.com.
Four minutes and 29 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter, midway through today's action at the Premier Health Flyin to the hoop. It's a 5-point game. The Irish had a lead as high as 13 at one point midway through the 3rd quarter. Have seen that dwindle as they've gotten a lot of mistakes in this quarter that have been capitalized on by Roger Bacon. And we'll see if that holds true here for this one. Another turnover on the over and back even with the dive to try and save the ball. It didn't work out. Alex Freem in there as well. And are we going to get a blocking foul? Yes, we are. That's the first time on this end of the floor that has been called a block. All the other ones, for some reason, turned out to be charges. Just dumb luck. It is on Nico Lalos. And they'll have to wipe up the floor. Stops the clock with 4:07 now. That'll be the Frickers chicken. Just walk around the whole time, just high-fiving everybody, having a good time. It's a pretty good life. Pretty good chicken, too. Shorted on the free throw for Craig McGee. That's his first miss from the line since the first quarter. He had hit 4 previous across the second and the third quarter. Scott Walker back in for Coach Drew Joyce and St. Vincent St. Mary, the #1 team in Division II. And as the free throw is missed, there's also a foul. So those two things do not work on the favor of Roger Bacon. The 4th foul on Justin Johnson. He's the only one of those with 4 fouls for his squad. Again, Scott Walker with 4 for the Irish. I'm going to put Henry Badley at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He has got no points in this quarter, make it 1. And it is 14 overall. 3 points still below his average. Now down to 2 as he's a 62% free throw shooter. 15 points in the game makes him the game's leading scorer. And the ball goes back to the Irish on the turnover. Craig McGee giveth back to the Irish. 7-point lead. Here's Badley. Beautiful spin move to the rack. And 2 more points. I just said when he went to the line he didn't have any points. He's got 4 in a span of 12 seconds. And the lead balloons back to 9 at 55-46. Here's William Green. And it's Brandon Bibbs who is fouled. Get a look at that spin. Just draws Johnson out. Deeks him to the left. Forgot about it. Took a big step to the right for the layup. Foul goes on Elijah Fulton. That is his second for the Spartans. Or back into the lineup, rather, is Fulton. And Bibbs gets it to go. 43-8 for the sophomore from the line. 1 of 1 here. Really needed that one. His team, they are 1 of 5 from the free throw line in this quarter. And again, they find themselves down by 8. Irish keeping control behind Scott Walker. Crossover and momentarily Javon Graves. Nobody was there to stop him though. Now Henry Badley, same spin move, different result. That one scoops in and out for the future Butler Bulldog. Ball thrown across the lane, never a good idea. Smart heads up play by Scott Walker. It went through the defense into his hand and he called the timeout. 55-47. We got about 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. We're about 35 minutes from the tip of the next game, which is not good if you're trying to get in line and get something to eat. Garfield Heights and Huntington Prep. Huntington Prep probably in a bad mood as they lost last night on a buzzer beater to Prolific Prep and the #1 player in the country in Josh Jackson. API and IMG in a battle of academies with a lot of letters in the name. After that, and we finish up again later tonight, the final game of this Sunday with again Lincoln and Dayton Dunbar. The Wolverines come to town, or a different part of town for them. Final 3 minutes. Again, here is the fantastic ball handler and Scott Walker. He doesn't have any points. He's got 4 fouls, but has done a terrific job of keeping things going and getting the ball to guys like that. Henry Badley with 20. Apparently he left it from downtown Akron, which is a good place to throw up threes. 2:35 to go and an 11-point lead. And an offensive foul. Things going the wrong way for Elijah Fulton. That will be his third. A player control foul. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. Irish bring back on Cameron Ivory, the 6'5 junior, who's 8 of 8 for the season from the free throw line, if that comes into play. Imagine it's going to go to Badley or Graves a majority of the way if you need a point. John Williams will back it out. Now underneath, it went from Graves to Badley. And the weakest whistle for a foul I've ever heard in my life. Even the people standing around seem confused right now. As you get a look at that, draws the whole defense in, so no foul. Just a little runner hook shot puts the Irish up 13 points. 2:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Here's the 3 ball from James Johnson. All of James Johnson's points have come from behind the arc. He's got 9, but it's a 10-point lead for the Irish, who are trying to get their 5th straight win and walk out of here 11-2. Walker, they said he turned the ball over. I think he had a little bit of help from William Green. 150 now. Again, the big score in the game belongs to St. Vincent and Henry Badley, who's 5 points over his average with 22. Irish back on the defense. You see 3 players right there, including John Williams. Split the defense. Did James Johnson. That is his first make from not beyond the 3-point line. 60-52. Spartans not going away here in the rematch of the 2002 state title game. Depending on how you look at that. A lot of those guys are now 32 years old that have played in that game, including one LeBron James, who just a couple of years after that game and suffering the only loss to a team in the state of Ohio in that 4-year span, worked out pretty well. Went to Cleveland, left Cleveland, won a couple titles, came back. Yeah, you know the story. He's LeBron James. He's really good. King James is got his alma mater right now. 8 points away from staying as the #1 team in Division II. A lot of loaded teams in that division this year that they could have some classic battles with the Irish down the stretch. Get a look at Coach Joyce's huddle. Couple big scores. Javon Graves and Henry Badley doing a majority of the damage. You got spotty points throughout the rest of the way. Diamante King, he's got 4, now 5. John Williams has got 5. Cameron Ivory hit a couple of free throws. Nico Lalos hit a pair of buckets back-to-back in the third quarter, and Kevin Fulkerson as well. But a majority of the scoring, like I said, 40 points from those 2 young men. And on the other end, you've got a combined 25 points from James Johnson and Elijah Fulton. Walker will inbound. He's been in there for a while playing with 4 fouls. A smart kid in terms of how to play with those 4 fouls. Now, nice crossover as he fists one across the way to John Williams. Minute 10, pitch and catch. Irish trying to keep the ball and keep the time away, as Javon Graves was dribbling it out. Now between he and John Williams, we go under a minute, and a slide foul on James Johnson. That'll be his first to go along with 11 points, and it'll stop the clock to put the Irish at the free throw line behind Javon Graves. Graves 16 points in the win on Friday night against the AP's #12 team in Trotwood, or in Thurgood Marshall. Trotwood Madison on the mind because we had him here the other night. Javon's free throw good for .19. He can get 20 here. Nope. Off the back of the rim and no good. Pretty good, though, from the free throw line are the Irish this season, about 62% as a team. And a foul on the floor with 50.2. As we hit 50.2 seconds to go. The foul, I was wondering what the confusion was. The foul was on Scott Walker, so he will foul out. No points for Scott, but a good defensive game. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., Marion Catholic out of Illinois will take on Piqua. 22-foot Academy out of South Carolina takes on Hilliard Bradley. Georgia's Miller Grove comes to take on Centerville. As a free throw is a misfire for Craig McGee. 0 for 3 in the quarter. Mountain Mission School out of Virginia comes here to take on Springboro. Dublin Jerome in Middletown in an Ohio shootout. Pickerington Central and Advanced Prep in the 6:45 game. And then we end this year's Flyin to the Hoop with Thurgood Marshall and Lima Senior. That's the lineup for tomorrow, all at flyintothehoop.com. 1 out of 2 free throws will drop for McGee. He's done 5 of his 7 points from that line. 61-53. It is really quiet in here. I feel like a lot of people are going to try and get some food. Javon Graves to Dominic Davis. That's Dominic's first point since the second quarter. Off balance 3 for Brandon Bibbs did not find its way inside. And a foul in a 10-point game with 31 seconds to go. The 10th foul will be the 4th on William Green. As you see head coach Drew Joyce. He's kind of got that, is this over yet look on his face? Can I put this one on my win column? I know he's probably well over 300 wins in his career. Ironically, his first year was the 2002 year where we talked about the state title game. Now to the line and hit the first out of 2 is the Irish's Henry Badley. He misses on the second, so it'll stay an 11-point game with 25 seconds to go. Free throw up in, or the three-pointer rather, up and good. It got in the habit of all the free throws in this game. Full timeout for the Spartans, 64-56 they trail. And talking about that state championship, the one thing that stuck with me about everything I read about that is that Coach Joyce says after the game, Roger Bacon's head coach made a comment about how St. Vincent might have had the best player on the floor, but he had the best team. And the rest of the quote goes that Coach Joyce said, at no point again will I want my team to feel like that. So from now on, I'm going to do everything I can to have my kids ready. And since then, he's racked up a couple of state titles, and he's got his kids right online again to make a run through February and March. The tournament draw in Ohio exactly 3 weeks away from today. As his squad, again, you look at it and you look at how the district and the regional lines up for them. They've got a very experienced team. They're very long. They shoot well, like you've seen here today. And 2 fantastic players that can get to the rim in a hurry in Javon Graves and Henry Badley. Graves, a junior, and Badley, a senior. Committed to go to Butler. Long home run pass, but it won't result in anything but a dunk. Javon Graves gets into the 20s with a little easy dunk and a 10-point lead. Now a 9-point lead, or a 10-point lead rather. I was thinking a 3-pointer. Step up, shot off the front of the rim, and that will put a bookend on this one. St. Vincent trailed after 1, but they thunder back to get the win, 66-56. They will take on John Glenn on Tuesday. They are 11-2, 5 straight wins. Roger Bacon drops to 9-5. They take on Western Hills on Tuesday. 25 minutes from now, we've got the start of the next game. As you see the final exclamation point on this contest from Javon Graves. Garfield Heights and Huntington Prep coming up next here on SUVtv.